morning to you ladies, my name is Jacksepticeye and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. We're starting off the next day exactly where we left off the last episode. Coming in and Monica is right here saying, "Oh man, I'm the last one here again." Don't worry, I just walked in too. Were you practicing piano again? Yeah, You must have a lot of determination. Again with the determination, she keeps saying that. Or no, that's actually in the poems that I keep saying that. Starting this club and now picking up piano. Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out for the festival too. I can't wait for the festival. It's gonna be great. Huh? Weren't you complaining about it just yesterday, Natsuki? Well, yeah. I'm not talking about our part of the festival, but it's a whole day of school where we get to play and eat all kinds of delicious food. You sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden. Monica, do you usually have fried squid? Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on! Are you saying you don't like squid? You, of all people? I didn't say I don't like it. Is that something on my screen? It looks like she has something around her mouth. Like she's a little bit of food. Like a little stain around her mouth. Besides, what do you mean by you of all people? Because it's right in your name. Monica. That's not how you say my name at all. I don't know how she was supposed to be saying that. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. She breaking the fourth wall again. That's cool. Never mind. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay? Fine. Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway. Excuse me? Where is Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are. Sayori is sitting at a desk in the corner of the room, looking down at nothing. I walk over to her. Hey, Sayori! I wave my hand in front of her face. Huh? You're spacing out again. Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else. Huh? Is everything alright? Of course! Why wouldn't it be? Just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things. Jeez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see? Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone. Well, alright, if you say so. I worriedly glance at Sayori before turning back toward everyone else. But the conversation is already dispersed, with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monica if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must be spending a lot of time together. I timidly approach Monica, who is shuffling through some papers at her desk. Jack, what's up? Hey, this might sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything up with Sayori recently? Anything up with her? In what way do you mean? Maybe I'm reading a little too much into it, but she seems a bit downcast today. Oh, you think so? Can't say I've noticed anything about her. Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who is idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Maybe there is something on her mind, but I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you, Jack. You certainly know her a lot better than I do. Yeah, but she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about things that bothered her, but this time, when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now. No. It's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her, and I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Are you sure about that? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? Maybe she just has a hard time bringing it up with the person of interest. Person of interest? What do you mean by that? I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Jack. Me? How on earth would you come to that conclusion? Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know? Huh? She's been so much happier ever since you joined the club. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her. What? Girls have lights on the inside? Oh god. But my understanding of human physiology is all over the place. No way. Sayori is always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. And now they're full of sunshine? I need to get my medical book. It's not any different now than it always has been.
You're so funny, Jack. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful because that's just how she is when she's around you?
Oh god, I never thought about that.
I said too much. I'm sorry. What do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now.
Alright. Monica smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know that I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her. But she's keeping her voice so quiet I can't hear her from here. I sigh and sit myself down. Ugh. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else, but that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her that I'm letting this weight me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of ordinary. But there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? I glance around the room. Hey, I just did that. Suddenly, I noticed Yuri peering at me from over her book. People really wanted me to stay with Yuri. Like, really, really, really wanted me to stay with Yuri. I don't know why, but we might have to do that. But I'll see how I feel in the moment. But she looks away just as quickly with a flustered look on her face. I realize that she won't get anywhere like this. I've never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation of her own accord, so I've no choice but to approach her myself. By now, it's a little easier for me to do that. Stand up from my desk and sit in one next to her own.
I didn't mean to bother you or anything.
Relax, you didn't even do anything.
But I could tell you wanted to be alone with your thoughts.
Alone with my thoughts? How were you even able to tell what I was thinking like that?
Well, it's something that I do a lot, so it wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. No, not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that.
In any case, I guess you were right. Sorry if I caused you any concern. You did her a heckin' concern, Jack.
Don't apologize. Your troubles are only the concern of those willing to share that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping to themselves, but if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen.
It's really not that big a deal. I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori.
Sayori?
Yeah, she seems a little off today, but when I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her.
Oh, that's quite romantic.
Huh?
Sorry, I didn't mean to say something stupid.
It's not that, I just didn't want you to misunderstand. Sayori and I have been friends for a long time, that's all.
Ah, I see. Then perhaps it is unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings.
Or maybe I'm just reading into it a little too much.
Jack, the world is full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight. And there are many untold mysteries behind every person, no matter how well you may know them.
Ah, why are you getting all deep on me? I was just asking about my girl's yo-yo over there. You think that there might be something behind it after all? Oh. I smacked... Oops. I smacked my my mixer, and I'm afraid that I messed up my mic settings. Does it sound okay? I fucking hope so.
I think that Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head, and she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today too, and I also feel some concern for her. But in your case, it looked like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she?
Well, I guess that was the case.
Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she?
I guess. But you don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends, that's all. Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes.
Hey Jack, how's it going?
Her expression is gentle and curious, as if she was searching for something. Like Gal Gadot in the Wonder Woman movies. If you watch Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot playing Wonder Woman in any of the movies, I love her as Wonder Woman. She's great. But notice how often she goes. Watch Wonder Woman and watch how often she goes like a puppy, trying to figure out what's going on. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze.
Sometimes a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings you weren't aware were in you. That is, I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her.
Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy. I'm a butt man, Yuri. That's all it is. Or should I say boobs? Yuri's all boobs. So, I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feeling. Singular. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you.
That's not a compliment, is it?
It is what it is. It am's what it am's. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading?
Well, as long as you're okay with it.
Yeah. Should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway. God, you'd swear someone died. Okay, everyone. Wait, did we do the feeding sensual chocolates to each other again? The whole shoulder rubbing? Me and you? Oh man, I hope so. Because it was adorable last time. It also got me kind of hot under the collar. After some time passes, Monica calls out to the club room. Why don't we share our poems now? Oh yeah, we're a poetry club. Before I know it, everyone is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monica. She smiles at me. What she was talking about with Sayori? Alright, let's go with my girl Yu again. Yu first. Yu waifu. That's what I like to call her.
Decided to try something different today.
Oh yeah, I forgot I did a mix match. I did a Sayori and a Yuri poem. Didn't I? I did like a half and half. Or at least I tried. I guess so. Is that good or bad?
Well, neither. I have my preferences, but it would be unfair of me to call something good or bad based on that. As always, I believe what's most important is exploring and discovering yourself.
That's comforting. Kind of afraid of disappointing you in some way or another.
Why me?
Well, you're always sophisticated with your writing and have the most advice to share.
Is that so?
Yuri thinks for a good hot minute.
That must be terrible.
What? No!
For me to have become someone whose opinion is fearsome. How unlikable of me.
Yuri! Sweetheart, shuck 'em ups! Don't be saying those things about yourself. It's not as bad as you're making it sound in your head. It just meant that I respect your opinion.
I see. I'm sorry that I always overthink and come to these sorts of conclusions. I'm just a little too used to it.
Overthinking?
Being disliked.
Oh, that's sad. We like you. We like Yuri very much. Right? You like Yuri, right? Don't, you're disappointing Spider-Loaf. He's going to be sad if you say no. I'm sad. That's what Spider-Loaf says. All hail Spider-Loaf. Yuri.
What am I saying? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Let's move on.
Alright. You want to share your poem now?
Okay. Here.
So somebody pointed out her last poem was... It could have been symbolic towards self-harm because she talked about feeding the raccoon. So the raccoon is like her version, her like personification of self-harm, and the more she feeds it, the more it comes back, kind of thing. Which is interesting, and I'm glad that a lot of people are taking different meanings out of the poetry, even because when I'm recording these, I don't take like a lot of time to actually sit down and think about what they're writing, and I think what they're writing is very emblematic of what type of character they are, and maybe what's going to happen with them later on. So I don't really have time to sit down and think about it for ages, so I'm glad that people in the comments go away and think about it and then write what they feel. Beach. A marvel millions of years in the making, where the womb of Earth chaotically meets the surface. I like that line. Under a clear blue sky, an expanse of bliss. But beneath grey rolling clouds, an endless enigma. The easiest world to get lost in is one where everything can be found. One can only build a sandcastle where the sand is wet, but where the sand is wet, the tide comes. Will it gently lick at your foundations until you give in, or will a sudden wave send you crashing down in the blink of an eye. Either way, the outcome is the same. Yet we still build sandcastles. I stand where the foam wraps around my ankles, where my toes squish into the sand. The salty air is therapeutic. The breeze is gentle, yet powerful. I sink my toes into the ultimate boundary line, tempted by the foamy tendrils. Turn back, and I abandon my peace to erode at the shore, drift forward, and I return to Earth forevermore. Be curious to see what the beach represents. Toasting of the sand, salty air is therapeutic. The beach, I sink my toes into the ultimate boundary line, tempted by the foamy tendrils. Turn back and I abandon my peace to erode at the shore. So the beach is her peace. Like her happy place, I guess. Drift forward and I return to Earth forevermore. Does Earth make you sad?
I'm aware that the beach is kind of an inane thing to write about, but I did my best to take a metaphorical approach to it.
You say that like you didn't even want to write about it.
Oh, you haven't heard? After yesterday, Natsuki and I... Well, it was amusing that we wrote about something similar in such different ways, so Natsuki wanted us to write about the same topic as each other again. I suppose to better compare the differences in our writing styles or thought processes. Anyway, it was her idea. Knowing her, it's no surprise that she'd want to do something like that. She probably just wants to show off. It's not like I have a particular interest in her writing style. I just went with her request, but... Well, I suppose it's not so bad to write about something simple on occasion. It can be refreshing, you know? It's good for me to calm my thoughts once in a while.
Yeah, I think I agree. And it works out well because my character technically wrote something different today as well. So everybody's trying new things. Go out there, try new stuff. Put your feet into different shoes and walk a mile in someone else's steps for a day. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so I have to go to Natsuki's then after this just to see what she's writing about. Yeah, no thanks. You didn't even... Next! It's fine. It's cool. Do you even want to fucking read your stupid poem anyway? Natsuki! Your name should be Natsuki. You know, like, nah, it's okay. Don't need to read your fucking poem. Okay. Monica! Let's listen to yours.
Hi, Jack! Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival?
Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people? I'll have to give it some more thought.
Okay, no pressure, but make it awesome. Whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. Just don't embarrass the whole club in front of everybody, thanks. It would also make me happy to see, you know, if you made something really awesome. Maybe not the bullshit that you were writing before.
Okay, Monica, I get it.
Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem.
Sure. I'll let Monica take the poem I'm holding in my hands.
I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like.
That's also why I left Sayori to last, because technically I wrote the poem for her today. Is that so?
You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common.
Oh, well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different.
Well, that may be the case. But maybe there's also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. Anime. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you would really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So I guess that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. Sayori's also into bullshit, just like you are.
You sure you're not reading into it too much?
I could be, but it's a fucking literature club, Jack. I kinda have to read into things all the time. It's what we do, you dumbass.
Okay, Monica, Jesus, relax.
Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri.
Yuri, my wife, would never talk to me like that.
But in any case, Sayori's writing has a kind of gentle feel to it. You know, dumb, like she doesn't know what she's talking about. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too?
Yeah, that's totally unexpected. It's almost like people's surface emotions aren't the full picture all the time. How often do we hear about comedians committing suicide in real life? Or not even just comedians, but like people who always seem so happy in interviews, like especially celebrities, whenever you hear one of them committed suicide, it's like, what? They seemed like they had everything together. They seemed like everything was fine. It's not always the case.
And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, alright? Just try to understand it. I know you like to write shit and you're stupid and everything, but sometimes maybe I can teach you.
Alright. That actually worked perfectly. The Lady Who Knows Everything, aka Monica. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders Earth. The lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather. Oh, you really do like messing with the stuff on your page. Lost adrift the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search. I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. You're looking at one. In-game Jack, pure legend, read my poetry. Also, visit my blog. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains, the last dim star glimmering in the twilight sky. Until one day, the wind ceases to blow. I fall, and I fall and fall and fall even more, gentle as a feather, a dry quill, expressionless. Sometimes she's this little dash under her letters and I don't know why. But a hand catches me between the thumb and forefinger, the hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I am thinking, but before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amount to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend. Your legend does not exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. I like that poem. I think it's talking about, again, my interpretation of these things on a first glance, first surface level read is not always going to be the thing, and the thing about poetry is that everyone takes different meaning out of them anyway. But I think the lady who knows everything is a character you create in your head. That everyone has somebody out there that they think is perfect, or they think that there's a perfect version of themselves. The lady who knows everything could be who Monica thinks she has to be, or what she's striving for, what she's aiming for, what she's looking for. A person who has their whole life together, but then they're just drifting through the sky on the currents of the wind, and day after day they're searching for that purpose, that goal, that perfection, that version of themselves that they think they have to be, or they're searching for that person who they want to look up to, who is everything they want to be. But then they realize that maybe they're never going to find it, or maybe sometimes they're sad, and sometimes they think that they're never going to get there, and they're not worthy, so they fall. But they fall like a feather through the air, and then they meet that version of themselves, or they come to terms with that version of themselves. And the lady says, I have found the answer of all of which amount to nothing. That there is no meaning, there is no purpose, and all we seek is the impossible. I am not your legend. So, Monica, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but I like this stuff. Monica seeking a perfect version of herself, the impossible, which doesn't exist. And she comes to terms with the fact that that character doesn't exist. And she's blown back into her day-to-day life. She finally catches a gust again. So I think it's the duality of like happiness and sadness. Some days you're happy and sometimes you're striving for that perfect version of yourself, but sometimes you're sad and you fall back down and you come to terms with yourself that maybe that version of yourself doesn't exist. But I like to, it can be a very pessimistic ending to it, but I like to try and see the silver lining and everything. So I'd like to think of this as coming to terms with things in a good way. That you come to terms, it's like, you know what? Maybe there isn't a perfect version of myself out there. Maybe I don't have to find a perfect version of myself. I can just go back into my life, pick up a gust of wind, and just live my life. And that's fine. That's all there is to it. You don't need to have to find the lady who knows everything. Let's see what she says about it.
You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers are the sorts of things that give life meaning. Not to get too philosophical or anything, but it was kind of on my own mind, so that's what I wrote about.
Ah, so maybe it's a spiritual kind of thing. Lady who knows everything is like God, or I don't know. I see. I never really put that much thought into it.
In a way, it's almost paradoxical, because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning?
You know, there's one thing I noticed. It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy.
Are you surprised? I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we?
Yeah, we would.
Humans are two-dimensional creatures. I think you'd know that better than anyone.
You mean one-dimensional?
Yeah, that. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're afraid it's not that good? It can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something that you put so much into. But if you find other people who enjoy writing, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your writing is good or okay or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way and will make you want to continue improving. It's almost like having your own literature club, don't you think? That's my advice for today.
Solid advice for any of you out there who wants to do anything. Art, writing, movies, anything like that. The first thing you produce does not have to be a thing that, even if you put effort put into something, should never equal praise given afterwards. It can, and that would be great. That's a perfect world, or not a perfect world, but that's the hope, that if you put a lot of effort into something, people will like it just as much as you had as much energy going into it. But that doesn't always have to be the case, and it's not always the case. And as soon as you come to terms with that, the easier it is to keep creating stuff, because you've put a lot of effort into something. It's easy to build up expectations that people need to have an outpouring of just as much affection towards it. And then when that doesn't happen, it's easy to be like, oh, well, there's no point putting that effort in again because it didn't work out. That's not the case. Keep on working, keep on trying, keep on pushing, and find that light. It's worth it, I promise you. But I do not trust Monica in the slightest. She's very weird. She says things now and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, you mean this? She's like, oh yeah, that. Like talking directly to the player twice now, saying that it's lost in translation and that you should save. And now she's talking about being two-dimensional, and then I have to correct her with one-dimensional. So it's almost like she's talking to me as the player, and then Jack in the game is correcting her, being like, wait, don't you mean one-dimensional? It's like if I started talking to you guys and being like, humans are just four-dimensional creatures. And then you guys are like, don't you mean three-dimensional? And I'm like, oh yeah, that. It sounds like there's something more sinister going on, so... Oh, trust you, Monica.
Thanks for listening.
Alright, see, yo-yo! Can we say yo-yo? Okay, no, I can't pull that off, whatever. That's cool, perfectly fine.
It's nice, I guess.
Come on, I can already tell you don't like it. I wrote it for you.
Well, you don't need to worry about what I think. After all, you wrote this for someone else, didn't you? Probably Yuri.
Huh? I didn't write this for anyone specifically.
Maybe. That's not really what I meant, though. But it's okay. You're making new friends just like I was hoping. That makes me really happy. And you're happy too, right? In this club?
Well, of course I am.
Good. That's all that matters to me. Thank you, Jack.
Sayori, is there something wrong?
Huh? No, nothing. I'm just a little tired today.
Alright. Just tell me if you need anything, okay?
I will. Don't worry about me, okay? You can go play with everyone else now.
If you insist.
Yay! I'm gonna go home a little bit early today.
No! Sayori?
Tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow.
Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom humming to herself. So, I don't get to walk home with Sayori today. Is she getting upset because I was becoming more attracted and interested in Yuri? And then Yuri was getting upset because I might be interested in Sayori. Don't do this to me, game. Ah, this is horrible. Poor Sayori. Because that's the thing. Sayori's attitude, well, her cheerful mentality is like the thing that I'm more drawn to in real life. That kind of chipper-bipper kind of thing. But Yuri was like the first one. Ah, God. You know what? Let's not question it. It's still just a game at the end of the day. But do you think this is a motherfucking game?
We're all done sharing poems, right? Why don't we start figuring out...
Hold on a second. Is it just me or did you say something strange just now?
Something did sound a bit unusual. That's right. You deviated from your usual catchphrase when addressing the club. Catchphrase? I don't have a catchphrase.
Jeez. Why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it.
Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen.
I don't like it. I don't like it. In your books, maybe. Look, the only thing different is that Sayori isn't here.
It seems you're right. Sayori always helps lighten the mood a little bit, doesn't she? It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off a little when she's not around.
Where the heck did she run off to anyway? I thought she just went to pee.
Natsuki, please show some decency.
Oh, come on. She actually wasn't feeling too well, so she went home early.
Is that so? I hope she's alright.
Seriously? Of all the times to not go home with her, you picked the time she's not feeling well? So much for you two being all lovey-dovey. No. First of all, stop misunderstanding my friendship with Sayori. She my girl. She my ride or die, yo. And second, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I didn't want to force it. What sound is this?
Ooh, I'm an owl.
The curious expression coming from Yuri, of all people.
Calm down, guys. I talked to her earlier and everything is fine.
What did she say?
Anyway, we need to figure out the rest of the festival preparations, so...
Why are you not telling me? Is it because I like the UU? Which sounds like milk. Is UU a brand of like flavored milk? UU. It sounds like that. Is that an American thing? Can't remember.
Let's decide what everyone will be doing this weekend.
I already know what I'm doing.
That's right. Natsuki will be making cupcakes, but we might need a lot of them and different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself, Natsuki? You tiny little shit. Sorry.
Challenge accepted.
And as for myself, I'm gonna be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sayori will be helping me design them. I'll also be disliking all your pictures on Facebook, cause I'm actually a chaotic person. And as for Yuri, you can suck my ass. Guys, can you help me come up with something for Yuri? I'm useless. No! That's not it at all! You're the most talented person here, you know?
Natsuki's like, oh.
Now Natsuki's pouting too?
Jeez, even I can tell now. I guess I never gave Sayori enough credit, but I can tell things are even harder on you when she's not around.
That may be the case.
Oh yeah, because she's vice president.
But if I can't also be a leader on my own, then I won't grow as a person.
Oh shit, I forgot to leave the thing open. The files for the game. I'll do it in between days. If anything has gone in, I'll be able to see anyway.
So, Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting, you know? So you should make some banners and decorations to help set the atmosphere. Atmosphere? About that, I love atmosphere.
Yuri's expression suddenly changes as she stares at her desk and focuses and stares, nodding to herself. Your mind is already racing, I see.
That's great. You'll be a wonderful help, Yuri. But anyway, that just leaves you, Jack. You little piece of shit. You want to do anything, huh?
The one who is truly useless.
Haha, don't say that. I mean, we're all thinking it, but just don't say it. In fact, both Natsuki and Yuri have some pretty heavy tasks to handle. It would probably go a long way to give you one of them a hand. You could always help me out as well. I would be really appreciative of that. I mean, I could do it all myself and I actually don't need your tiny hands in the middle of all my work, but whatever.
Is Monica suggesting I spend the weekend with one of my club members? How on earth are they going to respond to a suggestion like that?
I suppose I wouldn't mind a bit of help.
You! I knew I loved you for a reason, you big milky mistress. And I'm not just saying you're big and milky because you got big boobs. I'm saying you're big and milky because you sounds like milk.
Well, even if you don't know how to bake, there's always some dirty work I could give to you. Like my laundry. It's not something Monica's gonna give me a choice, and it's not like she's gonna give me a choice. I don't know, I can't speak. Can't make good mouth. And you shouldn't be sitting on your butt anyway.
Natsuki tries to mumble a bunch of excuses like that.
If I recall, Natsuki, you mentioned that you would like to handle the baking on your own. Jack may not like to be around you if only you make him out to be a nuisance, so therefore, he may be more suited to assisting with the decorations. Also, I really want to make out with him. Is that obvious by now?
Hold on, I never said that. How hard could it be to make a few decorations anyway? Sounds more like you're just making excuses for Jack.
What are you saying? It will be extremely meticulous work.
And baking isn't?
Just what do you think? Guys, let's settle down for a moment. In the end, I think it's up to Jack to decide how he'd like to contribute. Besides, he hasn't really gotten the chance to spend any time with me yet, you know?
It's because you're a demon, and I don't trust you.
So I'm sure he's interested in...
You literally just said...
I'm surprised as well. Sorry. I was just saying though.
Jeez. Can we just settle this already?
Yeah, Jack, you're okay with this, right? In the end, it's up to you.
Of course.
Very well. In that case, everyone look straight at me.
Oh, I could pick Sayori. Oh, why does it always rain on me? I really want to pick Sayori because I think she's feeling down, but people told me to stay with Yuri, and they really wanted that. And I don't know why. I don't want you guys to be able to participate in this as well. I want it to be a series for everybody. And I don't know, I'm kind of interested in Yuri as well, so let's go with Yuri. Well, I'll probably be most useful helping out Yuri. I don't know what Sayori's doing anyway.
Me?
Are you serious? Why would you?
Natsuki, I can already tell if you're about to say something mean.
No. I was just saying.
So, you'll be helping Yuri then, Jack?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
I'm glad. I have a bad habit of overthinking these sorts of things, so I think your assistance will be very useful. That's great to hear. Natsuki, will you be able to handle the baking by yourself?
I mean, yeah. I already said I would be fine.
Okay.
Everyone can tell that Natsuki is feeling a little sour. Not sour key. Haha, got him. So, is that everything we needed to go over?
Yeah, that should be about it. Are you guys excited? Show me your excited face.
Show me your game face!
Well, excited may not be the right word, but I suppose I'm looking forward to it a little bit. I'm positively ecstatic. Can't you tell from my expression and my demeanor? Do you feel the same way, Jack?
Me? I guess you could say I'm interested to see how it'll turn out.
That's good enough for me. How about you, Natsuki? Natsuki?
What? Why is everyone yelling at me? I didn't even do anything.
No, that's not what I meant at all.
Yuri anxiously glances between everyone in the room.
I'm sorry for this. I don't really know why Jack picked me.
You vied heavily for me to come over.
I guess he could come over and help me out. My decorations is really meticulous work, and you guys said you didn't want him to be with you anyway. I have no idea why he picked me, and also, your cupcakes are the best cupcakes I've ever had. They go really well with my tea. Nothing that I do for the event will compare to that, so...
I get it. I'm kinda surprised though.
Why?
Well, I'm the one acting immature. I already know that. But you're trying to cheer me up all of a sudden.
I'm not very good at it. I'm sorry if I said something bad.
Natsuki isn't the only one surprised. Monica and I are also taken aback by Yuri's words. Oh, Nani? When she already has trouble with words, trying to cheer someone up must be far out of her own comfort zone, but I begin to understand. Yuri was trying to sound like Sayori. Oh, that's sweet. Even if it didn't work out perfectly, I can tell that she tried to say something Sayori would say at a time like this. Because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feel good about themselves. Oh, Sayori! Oh! I feel so bad for not picking her.
No, I kind of appreciated it. I'm sorry for making everything a big deal out of nothing. But I'm gonna say this.
Huh?
You better bet that my cupcakes are gonna be the best part of the whole event.
I believe you.
Yeah,
I hope to see everyone do their best, but with that, there's nothing more for me to do today. So get the fuck out of my classroom. Bye.
alright, let's get out of here then.
Everyone packs up their things. I start to follow Monica and Natsuki out the door as they chat between each other. I turn around.
Sorry. I realized that I don't have any way of contacting you this weekend.
Oh, you're right. Can't believe that slipped my mind. Boy. Should I give you my phone number?
And I think that would be the best way, yes.
Alright then.
Just write it on my chest.
Yuri and I exchange phone numbers.
Okay, then I'll be stopping by your house on Sunday.
Huh? My house?
Is that a problem?
No, not at all. I just gotta clean up my socks. My stiffened, hardened socks. Just thought that I would be the one going to your house since I'm the one helping you.
I suppose that makes sense, but if you don't mind, I think I would prefer going to your house.
Alright, in that case, it won't be a problem. Decided not to press Yuri for a reason. It's not like it should matter much either way, so I just need to make sure my room is clean. I hope I managed to make myself useful in some way. I'm not nearly as creative as you are.
Don't underestimate yourself, Jack. I think that we'll make a very productive team. Even if you only chose me because you felt bad or something.
Wait, you don't actually think that, do you? Of course she does. She's full of self-doubts.
I don't know. It's difficult to come up with any other reason why you may have chosen me.
I can think of a few reasons. You're forgetting the one reason with the most common sense. I like how the game is trying to, like, lead towards that as well. It's probably just gonna do a boing flip on me. I chose to help you because that's what I want to do.
But...
Yuri thinks to herself with an extremely tense expression. Yuri, you're overthinking this. You wanted me to point out when you're overthinking, right?
I didn't realize.
I'm telling you, I want to. That's all there is to it. Do you believe me? Yuri thinks really hard again. She looks straight into my eyes for a long while.
I believe you.
Okay, thanks. As if it took her tremendous effort, Yuri finally says that and relaxes her expression.
And I'm really looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah, I am too. After the exchange, I make my way out the door and Yuri follows. So nothing has changed in the game files, or at least, I don't know how deep I have to go. I assume it's just in, like, the main folder. Everything still seems to be the same, so... I'll just keep that open now as we move forward. I can't believe this. Yuri's going to be coming to my house on Sunday? My anxiety shoots through the roof. Even though I've gotten pretty used to handling her at this point, there's no telling what might end up happening when we're outside of school. Maybe you'll feed chocolate to her again. More than that, she told me that she was looking forward to it. Is this the chance I have to make something happen between us? Or is it too early for that? Only time will tell, but until then, I won't be able to take my mind off of it. I seriously can't wait. Oh, he's cute. It's already Sunday. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Yuri's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. Okay, I'm gonna save real quick. Just so we have a save. Yuri is clearly an introvert and almost an intimate person in general. There's no doubt that she'll open up a little bit. I can't fucking read, man. When it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, we've been texting occasionally. She was extremely apprehensive at first, but it wasn't long before I was already learning more about her. But putting Yuri aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori since she left the club early the other day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said and what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? I was just gonna say, like, doesn't she live next door? Go say hi to her. I decide to visit Sayori before Yuri comes over. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that we've made a habit of simply entering each other's houses like we were family. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. It's already strange of her not to run down and greet me. I don't like this. I head up to her bedroom, where I finally find her. Sayori? I forgot the voice I gave you. Okay, hi.
Hi, Jack.
I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us. Plus, she's in her underwear. Oh no, are those shorts? Oh, it looked like it was pink polka dots. I thought it was her underwear.
You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you?
Ah, I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not much has really changed, has it? Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I also recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years now.
If you came over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess.
It's because I end up cleaning it up for you.
How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to meet Yuri today?
Yeah, but... Wait, how did you know that? Sayori had already left by the time we decided that last meeting.
Monica told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right?
Ah, that's true. What about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monica today?
Of course! But I'm just helping her online. I didn't plan to meet up or anything.
Oh, so that's why she didn't come downstairs. Ah, so it's just me and Yuri then.
Yep.
There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing. After you left on Friday, when something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well. So, Sayori smiles, shaking her head.
That's no good, Jack.
Huh?
Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have been even thinking about me right now. But this is just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me.
Jesus. Sayori. I grab Sayori by the shoulders. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this. So tell me already. Until I know, I won't be able to stop thinking about it. Sayori gives me an empty smile.
You really put me in a trap, Jack. But you're wrong. Nothing happened to me. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it you're just seeing it for the first time.
Seeing what? What are you talking about, Sayori?
You're really just gonna make me say it, aren't you, Jack? I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Because most days I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by having them spend it on me? That's what it feels like. That's why I always just want to make everyone happy.
See, this is what I was talking about. You never know what's on the surface. Emotion is not always what's underneath.
Without anyone worrying about me.
I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it that Sayori kept this from me the entire time that I've known her? Did she really want so badly for me to just not think about her? Why, Sayori?
Huh?
Why is it that you've never told me about this? It almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend. Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. Even if there's only so much I could do, I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me.
You don't understand at all, Jack. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then you would have to waste your effort caring about me instead of doing important things. I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung around against my head. That's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then, I discovered something else too. Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone in the club feels like a spear going through my heart. So that's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt.
You're right that I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you to stop hurting. That's what I'll do.
No, Jack. There's nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped is if everything could be like it always was. But I was selfish. Finally showed you what a horrible person I am.
Tears streaked down Sayori's face.
I made you join the literature club because I was selfish. And I was punished by my heart hurting in a way that I couldn't understand. And now you came here and I made you hurt too. But I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. That's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Because I deserve every last one.
Without thinking, I once again grab Sayori's shoulders. This time, I pull her into a tight embrace.
Jack.
Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join this club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Jack.
Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear.
No, don't do this to me. Please don't do this, Jack.
Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want is for her to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away, and if there's anything you need me to do, then you'd better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't.
I don't know. I don't know.
Gently, Sayori finally puts her arms around me in return.
I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Jack. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm. And that's really scary too.
Oh, Jesus, this hurts. Oh, man, because I didn't pick her as well. Jesus. But it's also a thing that is a bigger relationship than friendship. Really the thing she needs. She finally lets me go. As she does, I let her go as well. The festival is tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun, right?
Yeah.
How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want. I promise. And this is also the thing. While he's trying to be a good friend, she also has deeper feelings for him. So is that making things worse or better?
I think that would be nice then.
Yeah. Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel.
No, don't. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you.
But it's almost time for Yuri to meet me at my house. At the very least, you want to come along and help out? It would be fun. To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head.
I'm sorry. I don't know if that would be very good for me today. You understand, right?
It's kind of hard for me to fully understand, but I'm trying my hardest.
It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Alright. I look forward to it. Oh, Sayori! I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. On the way home, I find myself still feeling uneasy, but it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Yuri is about to come over too. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we're definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. As I approach my house, I see something that makes me feel a moment of panic. Yuri?
Thank goodness.
You're a little early. I'm sorry I wasn't home yet. Were you waiting for a long time?
No, I just got here. But I started to get really nervous when nobody answered the doorbell.
You could always have texted me. If I'd known, I would have reassured you and hurried more on my way home.
I suppose that's true. I didn't think of that for some reason. It should be common sense to do that, but I decided to ignore it.
Anyway, let's go inside. See, you brought a lot of stuff with you.
That's right. And did you manage to find everything I asked you to buy as well?
Yeah, pretty much. At least, I hope I got everything right.
I'm sure it will be fine.
I take Yuri to my room. The first thing she does is glance around curiously, which makes me feel anxious. I feel like that's what everybody does with each other's bedrooms. Oh, and nothing has gone into the game files, so we good, we Gucci.
It's so clean.
I cleaned it before you came over, so...
That's very considerate of you to do.
No. I would be really embarrassed for my room to be a mess while you were here. Well,
I do enjoy cleaning. I would have gladly helped you clean.
Jesus, no, you don't make your guests clean your house. Well, that would have been even more embarrassing. Wait, don't look in there. I snatched Yuri's wrist, which was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine. First off, I think I know what's in there. Secondly, why was she just reaching for drawers? This ain't your house.
I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking for some reason. I was just spacing out.
It's fine, it's fine. I let go of Yuri's wrist. She puts both of her hands firmly in her lap, as if making sure she's keeping track of them. So, should we get started?
Yes. I've a few things planned that you can help with. Decorations and other atmospheric enhancements.
Atmospheric enhancements?
You know, mood lighting, aromatherapy candles.
Oh, wow. I didn't think you planned on taking it that far.
Of course. I wanted to help take our guests to a faraway place. Although many will stop by just out of curiosity. And for cupcakes, I guess. I'm determined to provide an experience that will leave them wanting more.
That's great. It's easy to forget that you're a pretty intense person.
Intense?
I guess that's the best way to put it.
Is that a bad thing?
No, not at all. It's something that I like about you, actually.
Is that so? That makes me feel relieved and kind of happy.
Yeah, no need to be so anxious. You can relax a little.
Relax? I brought some things for relaxation. I was going to use them during the poetry event.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Let's see.
Yuri rummages through her bag. She pulls out a few candles and a wooden cylinder-shaped object. That better not be a dildo, Yuri.
I did some shopping on the way here, so I happen to have these in my bag.
Convenient.
I plan to cover the windows in black paper and use the candles to light the room. I think that would be amazing, don't you?
Yeah, that would be really neat. A little weird, but pretty neat. What's the wooden thing, though?
Oh, this? It's just a diffuser for essential oils shaped like a butt plug. You don't mind that, do you? How familiar are you with aromatherapy?
Not familiar at all.
Ah, is that so? It's one of my favorite contributors to a positive atmosphere. Depending on the oils or herbs you choose, you can change the mood of the air itself. You can even feel it permeate through your body. Relaxation, positive energy, romance, reflection, violence, speed, momentum. It's almost like magic.
Yuri takes the cylinder and pushes a switch on the bottom. In just a moment, a thin ray of vapor begins to spout through a small hole in the top. I have done some aromatherapy stuff. I don't know if you'd call it aromatherapy, but getting one of those, Glade things and smell the little spouts of, vapors that come out of them. It's actually quite relaxing to have in a room. Just have the room smelling like something. Wow, that smells wonderful. What kind of mood is that one for?
That is jasmine essential oil. It says on the box that it's for sexy time. Smells a little sweet and flowery, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
I chose Jasmine for the event because it provides more than relaxation and it's my favorite Disney princess. She enhances your emotions and helps you feel them flow through your body. You feel warmer and your heart pounds more heavily. Don't you think that would be perfect for sharing our poems?
Sure. It does sound suitable. But you seem to know a lot about this, so I'll trust your opinion with anything. Yuri smiles gently, clearly enjoying herself. She again reaches into her bag and pulls out several spools of thin ribbon. What are those? No, come on. You can't have that line in it. Next thing you know, you'll pull out a book that says my name is Jeff.
Well, did you purchase the origami paper I asked you to get?
Yeah, I have it over here.
We won't be using the paper for folding origami. What I'd like to do is write a different word on each paper. We'll need about 100 of them.
Oh yeah? What'll those be used for?
Well, I'm going to cut pieces of ribbon to hang from the doorway of the classroom. Then we can fasten the paper onto ribbons to create a doorway curtain.
That's pretty cool.
Wouldn't that be beautiful? It would also catch the eye of those passing by the room. It may attract some to peek inside.
That's really creative. I had no idea you were so good at this, Yuri.
Is that so? Well, I suppose I do get a little intense, as you'd put it.
Oh, she's cute. Yuri giggles with red cheeks. Is it just me, or is she more relaxed than when it's just the two of us? Or maybe it's the excitement she feels from sharing something that she enjoys.
Here's a marker, Jack. You can write any characters you want. I'll help you once I finish cutting the ribbons.
Ah, alright. Sitting on the floor together, the two of us get to work. I carefully draw a different character on each paper, doing my best to manage my bad handwriting. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Then, she reaches into her bag once more and pulls out a pocket knife. Okay, huh? The knife is strangely beautiful. The silver handle has an interface pattern of waves etched into it. The blade itself is gently tinted blue. That's no ordinary pocket knife. Looks really fancy.
You mean my stabbing knife? Well,
Embarrassed, Yuri looks away. What is it?
you're going to think it's weird.
Yuri, whatever it is, I have no reason to judge. To each their own, you know?
If you promise you won't be weirded out.
I mean, as long as you don't say that you stab people with it. Yeah, I promise.
Alright. The thing is, I'm kind of into knives. They're just so pretty, I can't help it. I don't know what it is. The combination of craftsmanship and the feeling of danger.
Maybe. Yeah, they do seem to suit you, alright, you knife branding weirdo. She did talk about knife stuff in her poems as well, didn't she?
What am I saying? Please don't think I'm weird for this. You're laughing at me.
No, I'm laughing at you. It's just funny how nervous you get about sharing. It's an interesting thing to be into, I guess. But I think it kind of suits you. I mean, didn't Angelina Jolie collect knives? Didn't her dad buy her knives when she was younger?
Suits me?
Yeah, it's kind of intense. Besides, it's a really cool looking knife. I can't deny that.
It is, isn't it?
Yuri relaxes her expression once again.
Would you like to hold it? Would you like to hold my knife?
Sure, I'll check it out. Yuri carefully hands me the knife with the handle facing me. I take it and turn it around in my hands. It feels heavy and extremely solid. Where do you even get a knife like this? Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. Ow!
Jack, why did you do that?
Oh, I didn't expect it to be that sharp. I barely touched it at all.
It's my fault. I should have warned you. This knife is extremely sharp. It can cut through skin like paper.
Okay, calm down, miss. I want to stab a person.
Oh no.
A small drop of blood trickles down the side of my finger. Yuri takes my hand and gives the wound a closer look. She stares at it and noticeably fidgets. If you're squeamish, I'll go wash it off now. Without warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. What? I feel her tongue curl around my finger. What? Okay, this got way weirder than chocolate. Startled, I instinctively pulled my hand back.
Please forgive me. I wasn't thinking.
Yuri lowers her head, her face burning up. Yuri,
That's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. How could I do something like that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sure it was a little weird and it took me by surprise. It's very weird! But I guess she was just trying to help, right? Yuri, I think you're overreacting a little. She doesn't lift her head. What if she doesn't recover from this for the rest of the afternoon? Alright, you know what? This might be a stupid thing to do, but I do it anyway. I take Yuri's hand and lick her index finger in return. I feel like the police are gonna, like, kick down my door any second.
Jack, did you really just do that?
Now we're even. Yuri just looks at me like I did something wrong. I knew that would be a bad idea. If not for the sweet aroma of jasmine oil, the air would be extremely heavy right now and full of the sweet scent of my sweaty underarms because I am sweating profusely at the immediate trauma that I am in.
You're so weird, Jack.
Yuri giggles shyly. Huh? Yuri calling me weird? I have no response to that.
Where do you keep your bandages?
I don't think I need one actually. It was a tiny cut. Look, they already stopped bleeding.
I see. That's relieving.
The tension is quickly lifted. We each resume our respective activities. I watch Yuri's knife cut through ribbon like it's nothing but air. Meanwhile, I continue to make progress on the paper, this time not stabbing myself to death. After we finish attaching the paper to the ribbons, we lay them all out side by side. It looks better than I expected and will be very effective as a door curtain. It looks great! Good thinking coming up with this, Yuri.
Thanks. It's just something I saw online, really. Are you ready to move on to the next task?
Yeah, let's do it. What do you have in mind?
I'd like to create a banner. That's why I asked you to buy the paint tablets.
That's right. One of the items Yuri had asked me to buy was a kit of watercolor paint tablets.
We'll need about 6 cups of water to put each of the tablets in. Do you mind fetching those for us?
Of course not. 6 cups of water. I'll be right back in a jiffy. Jiffy? Did I really say that? No one says that. Oh, bonehead!
Thank you very much. Oh, and just a little bit of water is okay. If you fill the cups too much, it will be too diluted.
Taking Yuri's advice, I decided to use a small plastic bathroom cups rather than full-size glasses. Wait, what are small plastic bathroom cups? Does everybody just have those? Put them on a plate to catch any paint that drips, then bring it back into my room. Yuri?
Yes?
I come in to see Yuri quickly unrolling her sleeve, pulling it back over her arm. Nothing. Your face is a little red. Is it too hot in here or anything?
No, not at all.
Because, I turned up the thermostat really, really high so you take off your shirt. I said that out loud, didn't I?
There's nothing wrong, so let's mix the paint.
Yuri hurriedly dismisses. Wait a minute. Okay, so it's clear that she has some sort of anxiety or fear of confrontation and some social anxiety and stuff like that. But as somebody pointed out, she had a poem that was very reminiscent of self-harm. And she's into all that kind of darker stuff. And now she says she's into knives. And now she's pulling her sleeve back down. So if she pulls up her sleeve, is it going to reveal that she has a bunch of self-harm wounds? Is that what this game is about? We have Sayori, who's just admitted that she's had severe depression her entire life. And now we have Yuri, who self-harms and is a ball of anxiety and nerves. Jesus, this game doesn't pull any punches.
So, I thought we would do something simple that would look very nice. I'd like to paint a gradient across the banner, starting with the colors for a sunrise, then daytime, then sunset, then nighttime. Once it dries, I'll write an inspirational quote across the banner. We can hang it on the wall behind the podium in front of the classroom.
Neat. Like Bender. Neat. Just take a picture. What are you gonna write?
Well, it will be more fun to surprise you.
Yuri smiles at me. If you say so. After rolling out the banner, Yuri and I kneel on opposite ends so we don't get in the way of each other. Yuri uses a brush and adds a few dots of different colors across the banner to serve as a color guide when we paint. Thoughtful. This kind of reminds me of elementary school. Painting on a banner with watercolors feels a lot like art class projects we had back then. It's relaxing.
I'm sorry if this feels too childish.
No, I didn't mean that at all. It's just kind of fun, you know?
Yeah, It is fun. I'm glad you feel that way too.
Yuri stops painting for a moment, thinking to herself.
For me, I don't need to go out and do crazy things to have fun. In fact, I usually don't even want to. It's just like when I can spend time with one other person, even if it's something simple like reading. Doesn't even matter if we don't talk much. Just having a friend next to me makes things feel a little bit nicer. I think that's all it takes for me to be happy.
Is that so? Even if Yuri and I are quite different, I can understand where she's coming from. I feel that way about things like anime and games, where simply sharing the experience with someone can make me happy. Me too. I think I feel the same way. Yuri smiles gently.
I knew you'd understand.
Yuri leans over the banner to grab an unused paintbrush, but I move at the same time, causing my head to bump into hers.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's the most Japanese anime sound you could have made.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yuri reels back and I quickly lift my hands in surprise. Are you hurt?
No, I'm not hurt. It just startled me. That's all. Are you seeing pink spots though? It smells like copper in here. Sorry, I should have asked you to get it for me.
It's not your fault. Ah, your face. There are droplets of paint on Yuri's face and neck. Is there something on my face? Or
is there something on my face?
Yeah, I accidentally got paint on you. Sorry, it's totally my fault. I'll get a towel right away. I rush out and fetch a small towel and I dampen it with hot water. I return to my room and kneel back down in front of her. Damn. Here. I pat down Yuri's face and neck with a towel. Is something wrong?
It's hot. I just didn't expect it.
Sorry. I didn't want to use cold water. Having finished, I start to retract my hand, but Yuri suddenly holds my wrist.
Wait.
Eh?
Just for a little longer. It feels really nice.
Ah. I keep my hand still against Yuri's cheek. She looks into my eyes. It's an intense expression that I recognize from when she reads her books. Almost as if she's lost in a daze, enveloped by her own thoughts. Feels like this music does not go with this. She breathes gently, half through slightly parted lips. What is happening? Is the aroma of jasmine oil giving me this dizzy feeling? Yuri's gentle fingers wrapped around my wrist send a tingling sensation through my arm, down into my pants, and suddenly her face seems to be much closer to mine than it was just moments ago. Kiss her, Jack. Yuri slowly pulls away.
Sorry, I've been feeling a little lightheaded today. I didn't mean to space out.
It's fine.
Oh, damn it.
The moment is over as soon as it began. Yuri picks up her brush again, but her movements seem clumsier, like she's unable to focus. I remain silent, forced to ignore the event that just transpired. I hesitantly retrieve my own brush and continue following Yuri's example. There, that should do it. I finished filling the night sky with white dots that looks like stars. Looking at the banner as a whole, it's very pretty and natural looking.
I think it came out better than I expected. I'm really happy with the results.
Yeah, me too. Are you gonna add the lettering now?
Not yet. It needs to dry first.
That's true, but won't that take a while?
Well, perhaps it would be best to leave it here than have you bring it in the morning. I can do the lettering in the classroom before our event starts. Is that okay?
That's totally fine.
Wonderful. In that case, I don't think there's anything more for us to do here.
Phew.
You say that like you're glad it's over. Was I wrong to assume that you were at least enjoying yourself for a little bit?
Yuri, please stop overanalyzing everything. No, it's not that. I'm just glad that we managed to get everything done.
I see. I am too. I was a little concerned about time. I need to start making dinner soon.
So you don't have any time left? I was secretly hoping we could have extra time after finishing the work.
Well,
Yuri thinks to herself.
I think it would be too irresponsible for me to wait much longer. I'm sorry. I was hoping there would be more time as well.
It's probably my fault. Sorry for being such a slow worker.
No, it's not your fault at all, and the important thing is that we got everything done, right?
Yeah.
So, I shouldn't be disappointed or anything.
Gathering all her things, Yuri seems to look a little downcast. I understand why. It sounded like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. But that doesn't mean this is the last time it can happen. Once Yuri packs up, I walk her out the front door.
Thank you very much for having me today.
No problem. I was glad I was able to have you. I mean, have you over? Just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring.
I will. Well then.
Yuri fidgets. And then she spins.
I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Wait! I kind of say that without thinking. About today. It's fine that we didn't have as much time as we wanted, because we can do this again. Whenever you want, you can come over, or we can go out somewhere. I forgot, you don't like going out that much. Introvert. Yeah. As I stumble over my words, Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so...
You're very thoughtful, Jack.
Yuri takes a step closer to me, then briefly squeezes my hand. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I kind of like that about you.
Well... How am I supposed to respond to that? But I don't even get a chance as Yuri suddenly pulls back.
Sayori!
Eh?
Hi, Jack!
She said hijack. Oh, she's trying to hijack something. Terrorist! Okay, sorry. Oh god, Sayori. Sorry, flashbacks. Sayori! Just now, we weren't...
It's okay, Jack. I just stopped by to say hi. Well, it's nice to see you. I'm sorry, but I'm already on my way to leave. Ah, really? That's too bad. I'm sorry. But we'll all be together at the festival tomorrow, so that's fine, right?
Of course.
Sayori beams.
Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Clearly embarrassed, Yuri hurries off. Sayori waves goodbye after her.
Bye.
Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today.
Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me. Stupid imagination. Don't like you. So I had to come here and see it for myself.
See what? What are you talking about?
You know, how much fun you were having with Yuri. And how close you got to her. It makes me really happy that you've made such good friends. It's all that matters to me.
Tears start to fall down Sayori's face.
That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Jack? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear.
Sayori, don't say that.
It's true, Jack. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right, I should just...
Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not gonna let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm gonna be by your side until you don't feel any more pain.
But...
Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her.
I'm scared, Jack. I'm really scared.
What are you scared of, Sayori?
I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me.
Sayori?
It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Jack, I like you so much that I want to die. That's how I feel, and
that's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm, thank God that's an arm, and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know what you need the most right now, and that's what I'm going to give you. Oh, fuck. Technically I do love her, but as a friend, if I say you'll always be my dearest friend, that will absolutely crush her. But I also don't want to lead her on. fuck. It's just gonna be one of those things where everyone's like, oh, Jack, why did you pick that? But you know what? My playthrough, my choices. You will always be my dearest friend. What you need most is for things to be like they've always been. Monica told me the truth. She told me how much happier you seemed after I joined the club. I know you're struggling with some really difficult feelings right now, but please trust me that I know what's best and what will make you happy in the end. I promise, I'll get things back to the way they were.
I see.
Sayori forces a smile through an incredibly pained expression.
Is this what it feels like to get stabbed in the chest? I should write a poem about this.
Sayori!
It's okay. This is just my punishment, remember? For being so selfish. So please don't worry about these stupid feelings. I know you're right. I knew this whole time that there's no happiness down that path. That's why I came here, just so I could get the answer I needed to hear. And the other thing, you're also right that I just wanted to go back to the way it was. I realize that now. You really do know me better than anyone, Jack. I'll trust you in anything at all, so...
Sayori's smile finally breaks. All of a sudden she turns around and drops to her knees.
Ah!
Clutching her head with both hands, she screams as loudly as she can. I'm so shocked that I don't know how to react. Sayori looks over her shoulder and flashes me one more weak smile before turning around and running off. Sayori! I'm left helplessly standing in the front of my house. Why am I feeling so horrible about this? There's nothing more I could have done. The most I can do is support Sayori through her feelings and help her on the path that's right. But I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more. Or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. I'm going to give it everything I've got. Sayori will always be my dearest friend, and I'll do whatever it takes to put a smile on her face every day. Jesus Christ. Mother of God, that episode got heavy. Okay, I feel like we're starting to get into some stuff. Stuff started to get a lot more real than it was. I feel horrible about that. But that's the thing. If she's having really, really depressive thoughts and she's, like, clearly in a very bad way, me saying I love her for the sake of saying I love her just to appease her in that moment might elate her and give her a false sense of euphoria and a false high right then and there. But it's only temporary, and if anything, I'll do more damage than good. Saying she will always be my dearest friend gives her an answer that's truthful, but that's also very damaging. Because who knows what's going through her head now, and like, where her mental state is going to be. But as the Jack character, I know you feel like you can solve everything. You feel like you can help, and you feel like you're there for your friend, and you will do everything in your power to help. But sometimes that's still not enough. Sometimes it's important to note when to seek outside help. You may feel like you know what's best for your friend. You may feel like you know exactly what's happening. And I'm not a therapist. Also take this with a grain of salt. These topics are very, very tricky. And they're very, very scary. And they can turn into something very serious very quickly. So they're not to be treated lightly. And a lot of people do treat it lightly. Like Yuri's self-harm, if that is the case. It seems like it is. It seems like she's also maybe having problems at home because she didn't want me to come over to her house. Sayori then obviously being very depressed. It's easy to treat these things being like, well, just get happy again. And that's not always the case. And some people are like, you're fine. You're privileged. You have everything you need. Everything you want. Oh, wait. A thing just came into my folder. Happy Thoughts. A picture called Happy Thoughts, but it's spelled HXPPY-THX. So the vowels are different. Wait, what? Oh my God. Oh Jesus, that just gave me goosebumps. What the fuck? I don't like it. Oh no, that was just put in the folder for the game. in the Steam folder that was just there called Happy Thoughts, and you can see up here HXPPYTHXUGHTS. I don't like that! Oh, it's like playing I'm Scared all over again. Oh, I don't like that. Wait, is that Sayori? Yeah, because it has a bow on her head. Sayori's... Wait, doesn't Natsuki have a bow as well? Oh, I don't like that. And I was in the middle of saying something as well, now it's completely detracted from what I wanted to talk about. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori, but Sayori isn't answering her phone. Considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently rolled it up to take it with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. More excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monika, I'm sure the event will be great too. Oh no. You should have gone to check on Sayori. She needs you, man. Oh, this is getting fucked up. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm all weirded out. I'm kind of creeped out. So when the game starts to like break through the game and it starts messing with real life, I mean, I fucking love it. That shit is awesome. But it's freaking me out at the same time. But as I was saying, if your friend is in like a really bad way, don't be afraid to talk to their parents about it. Even if it feels like you're betraying your friend, sometimes it's better to do that before mistakes can happen. Or talking to, encouraging them to get professional help as well. Or encourage them to talk to their parents, first and foremost, and see how they feel. It's tricky topics. And again, I'm not fully versed in it. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I don't have all the answers. All I can do is try and point you in the right direction. But anyway, that does it for this episode. I didn't realize I'd been recording for much more. I actually wanted to get in and do a whole lot more. My God, this game goes by like that. But we're getting into it now. We're finally starting to uncover some stuff and see kind of what the game is about. And now this is weirding me out even more, this picture. Because it's not just Happy Thoughts, it's like a fucking horror picture Happy Thoughts. It's like the game is invading my computer. So into it. Very into it. I can't wait to record the next episode of this. Anyway, I'm gonna have to leave you guys here. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, punch that like button in the face! Like a boss! And... high fives all around. Whoosh, whoosh. Well, thank you guys. Now we'll see all you dudes! You! Man, it's complicated. Fighting between Yo-Yo and Yu-Yu. It's difficult.